All right, welcome back. We are ready. Our stamp is ready. We have sunk our design to make it a little bit deeper. So this is going to now make a great stamp. So the stamp is done and we're ready for the next step for printmaking. We're going to be using, you may use any marker except Sharpie. Sharpie would not work because it would stay on your stamp and not come up. We're going to use these smelly markers. It is important, you guys, that you do not mix the colors so the tips of our markers get dirty with the other color, okay? I am just filling it up, just like, and I want to do it lightly, you guys. If you press too hard, you might get a few lines from that marker in your foam. So do it real lightly. The best thing about smelly markers is that they look good and they smell good when you're doing this. All right. So the cool thing about printmaking too is that we can stamp with the same colors, but then we can wash off our stamp carefully and then try another color scheme. But for this demo today, we're just going to try a few colors. Print can all be one color too. But why do one color when you have all these options? I'm just going to go ahead and do this all blue for direction purposes. Now see how as it dries, it doesn't quite dry on the stamp, so be careful that you don't smear it. I would watch for that. Once this is all filled in, I'm going to show you what we do with the paper to prep and get it ready. Now wash the edges because this marker doesn't quite dry. It rubs off really easy and it's going to get on your hands. And then when you go to get your paper, you're going to get fingerprint marks on your paper, your print that you're actually doing, and you don't want that. This is more like a night sky, isn't it? All right. I want to go all the way up to that edge. Boy, these smell good. Okay. Now, if you have white spots, you're going to have white spots on your print. All right. I am now going to carefully set this to the side. See my fingers? I'm starting to get a little bit of marker. So grab it by the edges. I'm going to set that to the side. Now I'm going to take my, can you go back to your seat now? I'm going to take my, take my water bucket, okay? This is a quick dip. This paper is just going to do a quick dip, okay? And let me move my water bucket carefully. Thank you. And I do not want this dripping wet when I stamp, because if it is, all my color is just going to run right off. I do not want the shine that you guys see on it. No shine. You know when we're painting with stuff and the paint kind of sinks in and there's no shine left, but if the paper's still wet, that's what you want. You want it damp, but not shiny. If it's shiny, that means water is sitting on the top. And when you stamp it, it's just going to run those colors, okay? You just want it damp. Now, one thing I did not do is I did not put my name on the back of this paper. Now it's too late to put the name on the back. So before you dip it in water, if you have a couple sheets of paper, just go through and put all your name on the back before we even start, okay? All right, I am going to now carefully lay my stamp, and once you lay it down, you can't move it. If it moves, it's gonna smear, okay? And here's what I do. I hold it with one, and I'm really rubbing. My fingers get pretty hot, actually, when you do this. Okay, I want to make sure all corners and all parts have really made connection with that paper. Now I'm going to do the same here. Now before I take it off, because sometimes I think I get a part, and then I look and I'm like, oh, I can't see it. So I'm going to hold it with one hand and I'm going to peekaboo, look and see. Okay, that side's looking pretty good. I'm going to rub a little more. And now I'm going to check the other side. Ooh, it's looking pretty good. You can see though this part, if I can get a little bit more on the edge here. All right, now I think we're ready for the reveal. Voila! I know, isn't that awesome? Okay.